MFI Butcher. What do I call you? Linda.
Thank you for having me. Yes, Linda.
Linda is
Linda
fine.
is fine. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And you're a cake artist.
Yes, I am.
It means what?
It means I'm able to, blend all the ingredients that goes into caking, the flour, the sugar, and all that, and create wonderful masterpieces with them.
So what? Your cakes are those that they put in glass and put in the exhibition and all that?
Of course, yes. So,
they are not eaten?
No, they are actually edible art. So we are able to create wonderful masterpieces. I can make a tuxedo out of a cake. I can make gravity-defying cakes and all. So it goes beyond just the normal flour, sugar, whipped cream, the normal things that we know. It transcends all that into art, like painting on the cakes and all. So,
and how did you get into this?
I mean, it has been my passion ever since I was in high school to be a cake artist. So my mom is into catering, actually. So I think the passion for that actually developed from there. So, I usually get curious in the kitchen. I try to put ingredients together. And afterwards, I decided to go to a cake school just to learn, cake art and all. Yeah,
oh, okay.
So
here in Ghana, there's a cake school that teaches you how to do tuxedos with cakes and gravity-defying cakes and all.
Yes.
In Ghana here?
Yes. So usually you wouldn't get the details, but it's up to you as a person to do a little bit of research and be able to put all these crafts together to be able to generate wonderful masterpieces. So I think it actually borders on the individual.
Okay, so the school will give you a certain basic and a certain platform.
Exactly.
But then what you're saying is that to become the very good, you must then add your own learning.
Exactly.
So where were you learning? I mean, on a personal side, how were you developing yourself to become?
So I was doing a lot of research, especially with the gravity-defying cakes. So we can make a cake. It's actually gravity-defying. You don't see the structure holding it, but the cake is actually hanging in the balance. Yeah, so you have to do a lot of research. It takes a lot of practice to
Is it
be
magic?
able to do that. It's not magic. It's actually
something
not
must
magic.
hold something, otherwise Mother Gravity will pull you down.
So there's
How
a
are your
way
cakes
we
hanging?
build the structure. So we call them gravity-defying cakes. There's a way we build the structure and all to ensure that the cake hangs.
Nobody
in the
sees what is holding the cake.
Nobody sees exactly what is holding the cake, but the cake is like hanging in there, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
If you feel like having cake this morning just because of the conversation, we apologize profusely. It's just the way it is. We're talking to a cake artist, so we'll talk a lot about cakes. Okay, so the artist in Linda then begins to do cakes, but she's having fun with the cakes, but then she can't have fun all her life. Now comes business. Mm-hmm. How did it then develop into a business?
Okay, so I decided to just move away from all the fun. We're growing, you have to monetize your passion and all that. So I decided to convert my passion into a business, and that was in the year 2020, after I was done with my national service. And I decided to go into cake business. And I knew that it was not just, child's play. It goes beyond just making the cakes. There's a lot of financial planning in there. There's a lot of budgeting. There's a lot of customer focus and excellence in there. There are so many dynamics to it. So you can't just play around. You have to really be intentional about what you're doing and focus to be able to, monetize your business and all.
Your mom was already in the catering business. So
Yes.
why didn't you just add your expertise to your mom's work?
Okay, so my mom she actually is still a caterer, but she's not a cake artist. She's not really into the cake space. So I wanted to do something a bit different to what. So there are sometimes we get events and there's a cake in there, there's catering in there and all that. So she handles the catering bit, I handle the cake bit. So it's more like coming into collaboration with my mom to run this business. Yes.
A mother and daughter tag team,
Yeah.
man. Don't people get to fight? I mean, she still doesn't mother you in the process. Mothers are always mothers.
Yeah, but we actually understand each other when we
Okay.
are working. We understand the dynamics, and we understand that sometimes there will be, a little pressure here and there, but we are doing just fine. We're
So
managing it.
you then register your business as a separate entity, or is just part of your mom's
Okay,
job?
so we have actually merged the business. So the name of the business, I mean the catering infusion with the entire cake thing, is Delightful Bites Catering Services.
Delightful Bites Catering
Yes,
Services. Okay, nice name. Delightful Bites. Please, if you're feeling hungry because of the conversation, her name is Linda Emifa Agbuche. You can find her at Delightful Bite so that you accuse her for making you hungry this morning. I'm just asking the questions. So now you need to set up a business, an entrepreneurial venture, and all that. First of all, how do you incorporate corporate values into this entrepreneurial venture? Where did it start from that? And what were the values that you put in place? Because you couldn't be doing gravity defying cakes all your life and have fun with them. Now it's business. There must be values. What were some of these values that you incorporated into the business from day one?
Okay, so aside being a cake artist, I work as well in the corporate world. I work with Fashionable Africa Marketplace Limited.
Okay.
And, in today's corporate world, we are taught a lot of values, right? From integrity, trust, discipline, agility, feedback as a system, flexibility, and all. So these are values that I have learned to, over time, incorporate into my business, not just... so I actually view my business through the spectacles through which I view my corporate work. I take my work seriously, and also I don't joke with my business as well. And these are values that over time I have been able to incorporate in my business. And I can say that my business is doing well because I have incorporated some of these values. Because you have to be very disciplined, because sometimes, a client gives you an order and they're expecting that you deliver by 8 a.m. 8 a.m. means 8 a.m. And it takes only discipline to be able to, do that. Because if you end up not delivering your cakes on time and you are getting bad feedback from customers, it affects you in a way. So these are values that I have learned to incorporate in my business, and it has been great. It has been a great journey.
Fashionable Africa Marketplace, what do they do there?
So Fashionable Africa Marketplace is an institution that promotes businesses and startups. So we have an official platform where we migrate their offerings, their products and all. We display them for the end users to be able to see and be able to purchase. So we help to create a market for these startups, and we also offer them support services as well.
And it's the cake business also on that platform.
Exactly, it is on that platform. So you can find it there as Emmy's Cakes and Desserts. Emmy's Cakes.
Emmy being Emifa.
Yes, Emmy being Emifa.
Oh, okay. Emmy's Cakes and Desserts.
Yes, please.
Okay, it's still Business Breakfast on Z. And on the last hour of the show, we have one big conversation. Today, we're looking at recipe for success, combining art and finance in entrepreneurship. And she's here with us. Her name is Linda Emifa Agbuche. She's the administrative manager of Fashionable Africa Marketplace, but she's also the cake artist, and she does cakes that hang in the air without anybody holding them, like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon kind of cakes. That's what she does. And so today we're talking about the art bit, but then we look at the business of it, how the art person can get into business. It's just 5 minutes after 9. We have less than an hour to go, so we'll go straight into the conversations. So as it stands now, you would say you have a company, a business that you're working. Okay.
Yes.
So what is the staff strength like? I mean, you, mom, and then who and who and who?
So we are a team of 6 people.
Okay.
Yes, my mom and I included. So 6 permanent staff, but as and when we need other people.
When others come, you bring in others.
More like a freelance, yeah.
And how have you maintained a positive company culture over the past few years?
Okay, so initially, like I said, as a business, you have to incorporate like some of these values into your business to ensure a successful business. So my business or our business runs on three core culture pillars.
Okay.
We have teamwork, discipline, and also customer focus, as customers are the lifeblood of
Exactly.
our business. Yeah. So at Delightful Bites Catering Services, we ensure that everything we do together as one, as a team. So we usually collaborate to, brainstorm to put together the orders to make sure that at the end of the day, we have been able to curate the customers' orders and maintain that standard of excellence as well. And also discipline, as I said, it takes discipline to be able to deliver your orders on time. There are times where we even have to work late into the night because you have to cater for about 500 people. You have to do a buffet setup for about 500 people. So we work late into the night, and it takes only discipline to be able to do that. You're tired, the fatigue kicks in and all that, but you're also disciplined enough to know that you have to deliver on time and all that. So that is something we have instilled in our workers as well, and it's working so far. And also customer focus. We know that these customers are the heart of our businesses. So everything we do, we have our customers in mind, because we know that they are the end users of our product and, the catering business and all. So we have them in mind, and we ensure to deliver excellence.
How does a small business like yours get its staff? Like these four others, how do you recruit them? I mean, how did you get them in?
Okay, so usually through recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah, there are sometimes we put out the advertisement and all that for a job opening, but so far it has been through recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get people applying, but the thing is, it's better to work with people who have been, say, recommended, because you know that, okay, this person is vouching for this person, and at the end of the day, if things don't go well, you know whom to blame or hold accountable. So we usually recruit through recommendations.
You think that is the best approach for small businesses? I mean, because you're not the first saying it. I think this week we've also had someone on this very seat also say the recruits come through recommendations. You think, in your experience, you think it's the best approach?
Yeah, for me, it has worked. It has worked so far. People get recommended, they come in there and they're on their best behavior because they know that, hey, I was recommended by this person. I have to give of my best, or else, this person hears, and maybe next time I don't get recommended for a job at all. Yeah, so for now, I would say, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it has worked. Honestly, it has worked.
Okay. Lesson given. If you're recruiting your small business and you're starting and you're recruiting, some of the best approaches, we're not saying the very best, but we're saying that one of the ways that works is recommendation, because then it puts extra pressure on the person to be on their very best of behaviors. And that's number one. Number two, you also know that person will check whoever she brought or he brought, right? Yeah, because if you go and misbehave, that person's job might be at stake, and you don't want to do that. We are also in a very cultural setting where I know somebody who knows your house, who knows your auntie and all that. And when we start talking about you, you wouldn't want that. Oh, I gave him a recommendation. He went to embarrass me. It's a very serious comment that they will make about you. You went to embarrass me. That thing. Okay, moving on. Have you in your few years of experience as a cake artistry business had to serve corporate clients?
Yes.
What kind of events were that? And then
okay, so I think it was Steeman's end of year event. That was I think 2 years ago. We've done a couple so far. We've catered for Maranatha Power Ministries. That is a church.
Okay,
as well.
So wait, the first one, what special cake did you have to do for them?
So that was a catering event.
That was just full catering.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was just full catering.
What about Maranatha?
Maranatha was also so for Maranatha we have catered for them on several occasions.
Okay.
Including the cakes as well. So cakes and also the catering services, and also I've forgotten the name of the company, but for them we actually had our hands full that day because it was the catering job. We had to provide a cake as well. We had to provide some pastry packs as well and all that. Yes, so I think so far we have catered for a number of companies. Yeah.
When you have to do corporate clients,
Yeah.
and there is no special request for a special cake, what decision goes into the type of cake that you do for them, or all of them ask for special cakes?
Yes, usually we have the pre-production planning process, which entails a lot of like consultations and communication. So they tell you specifically what they want. So, okay, I want you to cater for my company. I want the company's logo in edible print on the cake. I want this color, I want this and that. So usually you don't just do it out of your imagination, because even if they ask you to be creative about it, you still have to ask for details, because at the end of the day, you might actually do the cake to your liking or suiting, and you might end up knowing that that is not what the client requested for. So we do a lot of consultation just to be able to know and understand what the client wants for their special day and all. Yeah.
I mean, January 22nd, 2025 will be a Wednesday, and it will be the 1 year anniversary of Business Breakfast on Z, or This Morning Show. So if we said you should do a cake for us, you would ask us you looked in there are colors like this, edible colors like this.
Yes, there are edible colors.
Of all
like
kinds?
That. Yes, of all kinds.
Oh, wow.
So we are able to do a unique blend. There are some colors that entails mixing. You'd have to mix some colors to be able to achieve a particular color that you want. And we're able to do all this in edible print, meaning it's edible. You can actually eat it.
What has been the most challenging cake you've ever had to make?
Okay, so I think that was for Henry's 40th birthday. It happened around Villaggio, and he requested for a tuxedo cake, and
black and white.
Yeah, black and white, and it actually also had a base. It was more like a 3-tiered cake with a separator, and the
I have no idea what you just said. 3-tiered cake with a separator.
Probably after the breakfast meeting, I could show you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So it was a 3-tiered cake. There was a separator in there. It was actually a tuxedo cake. And we assembled everything together. It came out like beautifully, and it was quite challenging, as we had to mold like all the details, even the buttons, the shirt color, everything about the cake, and everything was edible as well. Only to get to the venue and we realized that the color of the shirt had come off. But luckily, we actually had a backup plan. That is the dicey thing about being a cake artist. You have to always have a backup plan. So maybe you're transporting.
So the color came off, and then what? You had to do a color there and then?
Yeah, we had to do a shirt color because we had backup. We actually took some materials along with us. We just planned, contingency for contingency reasons. We just had to plan. Yeah.
How are you transporting a tuxedo cake from... where is Delightful Bites?
Bachuna.
How are you transporting it from Bachuna to Villaggio?
Yeah, so it's very delicate. It's a very delicate process. You have to regulate the temperature in the car so that it's suitable for the cake and all. We have to plan the delivery route, even if there's a shortcut, but the road is quite like bumpy.
Yeah, because Ghana, if you hit some pothole in my area, it could change the whole tuxedo into a pajamas. I'm telling you, some potholes in my area.
Yeah.
If you bump into them, by the time you are done, the tuxedo cake has become like pajamas cake.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly. So we have to plan the route and make sure that the route we are using to deliver the cake is devoid of too many potholes. The temperature is.
And the driver must drive at a certain pace as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. What other cake have you done that has brought a smile on your face?
So it was a wedding cake actually.
Okay.
It was an 8-tiered wedding cake, meaning it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Okay.
tiers, and they all had separators in there. That is what the bride requested, and it was a descending cake, a gravity defying cake, meaning we had to lower it from the roof into the event and all that. It was very challenging, very, very challenging, but the fact that we were able to pull that off and all was fulfilling.
So for you, were you at the wedding? Of course,
Yes,
you have
I
to be
was
there.
at the wedding. Yes.
Of course, you have to be there. And so what? Whilst everybody's waiting for, you may kiss the bride and people are waiting for the bouquet or whatever to be thrown and they catch. You were just watching the cake.
Yes,
Making
you
sure
have to
that
monitor.
if it starts dripping,
Exactly.
ouch.
So you have to monitor. I mean, even getting it to descend right from the ceiling into the crowd, because we hide the cake so that people don't even anticipate that there's a cake at the venue. So when it's time to cut the cake, then we descend it into the crowd, and yeah.
Amazing. How do you market? So let's touch on marketing. How do you market your business to, say, corporate clients? What has been your most effective marketing strategy so far?
Networking.
Okay.
I don't miss the opportunity for a good networking event. So we go for a corporate event, and I'm there to talk to clients about my offerings as well. And there are cake fairs sometimes. So there was a cake fair we had at La Boma.
Okay.
You see clients coming around and all that. People are always around to talk, to network, about cake and all that. So you grab those opportunities, you get to network to, these clients. I mean, yeah. So that's how we do the marketing, networking, and usually referrals as well.
Okay.
So we catered for a steamer. Next, we know they are recommending us to another company to cater for them as well. So that is how it happens. And also, we are in a social media generation. We take advantage of social media as well to market our offerings to, our corporate clients, or let's say generally our clients out there, and potential customers as well.
So, lessons thrown there. I hope you're picking up what we're putting down. Networking. Make sure you don't miss networking opportunities as a small business. Please try as much as possible. Make sure you don't miss networking opportunities as a small business. Is very, very important. That, and then also word of mouth, meaning that when you're serve so well that people would talk about you to others, and then use social media as well. You never know. It is good lessons on marketing coming from Linda Imifagbuche from Delightful Bites, and also with the, let me find the name of the business again, Fashionable Africa Marketplace. She's giving us that good advice. Please, 3 of them, write them down. Networking. So what, you're always working on complimentary cards?
Yes,
or
yes.
just word of
I do
mouth?
have complimentary
Okay.
cards, yeah.
And giving them up and
to people,
okay.
Yes, please.
So let's talk about branding. Name, logo, blah, blah, blah. Have you found the need to begin to brand the organization, or you think it's too young for that? I mean, what has been the branding that has been done so far?
I mean, we are still working on that. So the name is out there. We have our logos and all that. And usually when we're taking out, the cakes and all that, for delivery, we have our logos on them as well. So anybody who picks the cake up can just see the sticker and see our contact details, and this is a very beautiful cake. I would like to order sometime, and they just pick the number from the packaging and all that. We've had an instance where a driver who was supposed to deliver the cake called and was like, okay, so it's my niece's birthday, I want a cake for her and all that. Yes, so that is how it happens. So we are still working on the branding. And for us, I mean, our brand is how our customers and potential customers perceive us out there. It goes beyond just, our business. We always have the customer in mind. we are always customer centric and all that. So everything we do is all about the customer. Yeah, so we are still trying to work on the brand and, you know, make it solid. Yeah, and all that.
Another lesson thrown down there, please never miss an opportunity to put your details on every little thing that you put out there. Never ever miss that opportunity, because you never know. Someone might see it and then the person might pick. For some of you, okay. Anyway, talking of cakes that are hanging, and hanging garden of Babylon cakes. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Kwesi Esel, Programs Manager, Z Multimedia. Yes, it's your big day. You thought we ran away from that. Mr. Kwesi Esel, Z Multimedia, happy birthday, big boss. Our boss is today's his birthday. Yeah, yes, I know I've broke I'm sure one of your broadcasting rules, cut in the middle of an interview and give you a shout out. Yes, Mr. Kwesi Esel, happy birthday to you from the crew of Business Breakfast on Z, and also from Linda Emefagboche herself. She will come to your studio and to your office and do a cake for you after, if you have the ingredients. That is it. So okay, online, you spoke about the fact that how have you used the online opportunities that are there to create a presence? So, how do you use online? Which platforms have you employed to create the kind of presence that you have?
Okay, so I mentioned Fashionable Africa Marketplace Limited. That is where I currently work. So my offerings are on the website. You can go to www.fashionableafrica.com to access the my page on the website. So we have made use of that, and also we are on Instagram as well at Emmys_cakes, Emmys Cakes on Instagram. So these are a few strategies I try to employ to market my offerings out there. So usually before I post my works out there, I ensure that they are catchy. I mean, people out there like just go on your page, and if they see like how wonderfully your works are displayed and all that, I mean, it always gives them that urge to, you know, come back a second time and all. And I also do well to make use of hashtags, because hashtags increase your discoverability. So hashtag cakes in Ghana. So if anybody picks up a phone, is on Instagram, and just enters that hashtag cakes in Ghana, you pop up as well. And that's how you increase your discoverability, because some people go online and they don't even know what to search for. So maybe I want a birthday cake and I'm in Accra, so I just go online, cakes in Accra. So when you add that hashtag to your post, I mean, it increases the chances that you will be discovered by those potential clients. So those are some of the strategies I adopt to market my offerings out there.
Interesting. Hashtag, did you know you could use that to increase your discoverability online? If you have not been doing that, please do that. Whatever you are involved in as a business, make sure that you're making use of some of these and these little things you never know could send you up there. It is very, very important that we help you. That is why you tune in here each and every Monday to Friday, and then we do our very best to give you all the information that you need to help you become a better business person or a better entrepreneur, as it were. So you can create strong online presence by just these little tips and all that. And the organizations like the marketplace she's talking about, so that you can also go there and then they help you do that. Now let's go into systems for quality control and customer satisfaction as well. You're into a business that is about consumables, and so people are always super careful what they put into their bodies. How have you managed to maintain quality, or what do you do when it comes to maintaining your quality as a business?
Okay, so for me, it begins with the sourcing of the ingredients and materials that we use for the cake. We make sure that we source the best quality ingredients only, because if you don't use quality ingredients in your cake, you end up jeopardizing the quality of the cakes. So it starts right from the sourcing. And also we have standard operating procedures. we have our recipes and our decor techniques documented. So if a staff picks one of the recipe books, they just open. So maybe you're baking, say, a coconut cream cake. You just open and you see all the ingredients into details and also the procedure. So that is how we ensure you have to follow each and every procedure and make sure that you are using the right quantity of ingredients in your cake and all that. And also we do quality checks from time to time. So if you're baking a batch of cake, say we are making a wedding cake, which has, say, about 4 flavors, we ensure that whilst we are baking, we have some cupcakes. So maybe in your wedding cake, you have some chocolate cake in there, you have some coconut cream cake in there, you have some vanilla sponge cake in there, you have some strawberry cake in there. We do cupcakes as well, and we try to, after the entire baking process, we try to ensure that, okay, this is the recipe that was used and this is the outcome that we should have gotten from using that recipe. So we taste the cake and make sure that everything is in place. And also to the decor techniques, we always ensure that we are using the right techniques to cover the cake and all that, so that we don't jeopardize the quality of the cake. And at the end of the day, the client receives the cake and they're happy about it. So these are some of the systems we put in place to for quality checks.
So, I mean, talking of the sourcing,
yes,
where are you sourcing these things from? I mean, are there special places or just normal markets you go, they know you already, or what has been the relationship with people that the places that you source your
so there are a couple of cake accessory shops in town where you can source your materials and ingredients, but I do the sourcing from one particular person, Saida Cake Accessories. She's located at Nongwa. So usually I give her a list into details of everything that I want. They go over the list, they pack everything, and they deliver to my doorstep. So I just go through to ensure that everything I ordered for was brought to me. So it's quite easy. I mean, she takes like 50% of the stress off me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rather than you going pinpointing, someone else does that. You are just the artist. You come in and then you do your work. Okay. That's good advice as well. They don't. Okay, it's good advice, but I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Does it make your final product more expensive if you outsource the sourcing of the raw materials to one person, as opposed to you going to every corner and trying to strike good deals here and there? I want this, I want that. Which have you, in your experience, is better?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with her for some time now, and it's easy and it's less expensive because I am her customer. So sometimes she brings in the things, she reduces the prices drastically, and that helps as well. Because if you're into this space and you have to be moving around from one shop to the other, trying to get your ingredients and your materials, it may sometimes be expensive, because there are some cake accessory shops out there which have like very high prices. But when you are able to build a relationship like with one of them, like I have with this lady, it's quite easy because she gives everything to you. And sometimes she can even go as far as giving the ingredients and the materials to you and be like, okay, so you can take your time and pay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that also gives you that leverage. You're able to, leverage on that. You work with the products and all that, and you pay her later. So it's a lot easier. I mean, she makes my work so easy.
It's easier if you outsource some of these critical points. Otherwise, you end up stressing your own self.
Exactly.
And in the end, it might be a lot more expensive, even if you consider transport.
Exactly.
Yeah. Moving up and down and all that. Yeah. Talking of relationships, it's 9:30. It's Business Breakfast on Z. Her name is Linda, and we're talking cakes and business. So if you're listening to us, we're moving in between a bit of the business and we talk about a bit of the artistry of it and all that. It is because she's in that kind of space, meaning that the learnings you're picking from this conversation with Linda, you could apply it if you are a graphic designer, you could apply it if you're an artist, you could apply it even if you're a musician. So long as you're in a creative space, we're giving advice that you can use in this thing, in wherever you find yourself. Let's continue the conversation on relationships. What strategies do you use to build relationship with your clients? Because you said a chunk of your marketing is word of mouth.
Yeah.
You know, so what strategies are you using to?
Okay, so I have a system in place where I try to get feedback. Feedback is very important. Sometimes you feel like you have delivered the order what the customer ordered for, and that is it. But honestly, if you implement a system of feedback, it makes your work so easy, because you get to understand the customer, you get to know what they want, what they did not like about the service that you have rendered. Mind you, it's not just about the cake, the service comes to play as well. So they get to tell you about all these things, and it makes your work a whole lot easier. And that is how we keep the relationship growing. We also offer loyalty bonuses. So there are customers who have ordered from me for about 10 times. Once you order for about 10 times, the next cake is free. And so we offer
What
those
are they
incentives.
ordering 10 times? Cakes?
Yeah, cakes.
Wow, is that all they eat? Sorry.
So usually they have relatives, they have people.
Every birthday they are the ones
every
ordering.
birthday they order
Ah,
cakes.
okay.
They order cakes, yes. And we also have, we give them discounts sometimes. So if you have ordered for like 3 birthday cakes and counting, on the next order, you get some discounts as well. So
Okay.
all these things help to, solidify the relationship with these customers. And, it's great, actually. It's great.
Evidently, DJ Pete Wade hasn't got relatives who know Linda, because he never got a cake for his birthday. I'm hoping Mr. Kwesi Esel doesn't follow suit. I'm praying that since he's a big man, he will get us a cake so that we'll enjoy a cake after here. But because when you said people order like 10 times, I was wondering, why do you order 10 times? So I mean, don't worry, DJ Pete Wade hasn't got relatives like that. They never order cakes for him. People like that. Anyway, Z101.9 FM, it's Business Breakfast on Z. We're learning about cake, we're learning about artistry businesses and all that. We're talking about building relationships. She's dropped 2 very important nuggets. Feedback, please. As much as possible, whenever your customers, you feel like you've delivered, it's always important to ask for feedback, ask them what they think, and then also loyalty bonuses to help them. How important are collaborations in your industry?
Very important, especially when it comes to events. Because, yes, you have people who are into decor in that space. You have events planners and all that. So you have to liaise with these people to be able to know. So there are some times where you even have to schedule meetups. You go to the event where you're having, the event center where you're having the event, and they get to tell you, okay, this is the space. This is where you can set up your cake stand, the cake table, and all that. So it's very, very important. If you don't collaborate with these people, you might end up getting to the event center and realize you don't even have a cake table. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, come to think of it. I was going to ask you, the Hanging Garden of not the Hanging Garden of Babylon, the cake, the gravity defying cakes. You would need to collaborate with someone.
Yes, you need to collaborate with them. So usually the gravity defying cakes sometimes are like hidden cakes, like I mentioned.
Who is hiding the cake?
So usually the florist or the person who is in charge of the decor would have to do the floral decorations like on the roof. There's usually a system they have in place where they have the bars and all that, where they do the floral decorations and all that. So you have to collaborate with these people to be able to know, okay, so this is the spot where we are hiding the cake. They do the floral decorations in such a way that when the cake is up there, nobody gets to see it. So you really have to collaborate with those people. If you don't collaborate with them, if you feel like you're a know-it-all, you end up getting to the event center, and trust me, there's nothing for you. No cake table, like you haven't even liaised with them. They haven't even decorated a spot for you, and you'll be found wanting. So collaboration is very important in this business.
Still on the hanging cakes? You must be there earlier, or what? I mean, yes, you must be there before everybody else comes.
Exactly. You must. So if the event, usually what I do is, if the event is taking place at 1 p.m., you do all to get there by 11 a.m. and set up. Because you don't want people to come in and
now you're hiding a cake.
Exactly. Everybody gets to know your secret.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Are there special venues where these things work? Because I'm wondering, like, weddings I've gone to, they can't hide a cake upstairs.
Yes. So they are so if you're having an outdoor event, sorry, you can't have
a gravity defying cake.
Exactly. But if you're doing an indoor event where we are able to mount the pillars and all that, it's very possible to have the gravity defying cake. So it depends on the venue, actually.
Okay. And so you're collaborating with event organizers, you're collaborating with decorators and all that.
Exactly.
Okay. DJs as well?
Not really.
Because
Not really.
DJ Pete Wade and his people are like that. I mean, they're always playing wrong music when the cake is coming, and DJs have that kind of. Okay, so that has to do with collaborations. What are the important lessons you've learned so far, combining pure artistry into a business?
I've learned a couple of lessons, So initially when I started, it wasn't easy at all. There were some lessons I had to learn the hard way. So, there was an instance where a cake was delivered to a client. That was when I actually started. So the client mentioned that she needed the cake by 10 a.m. It was the early stages of business, and we got there by 11. And, everybody, as at the time we got there, they were done. It was a very brief event.
Oh,
They were all waiting for the cake and all that. We had to run, here and there. We had to set up the cake.
Yeah, you are sweating.
Exactly. So I've learned it the hard way. Discipline is very, very important in this business. You have to be disciplined, even if it means not sleeping all night to be able to get there on time. Please do it. Because you might end up getting there. The customer is not happy with you and all that. It messes up the whole thing. And trust me, with those customers, they won't come back a second time.
Yeah,
they won't. So be disciplined enough. Yeah, work smart as well. Not just working hard, but be a smart worker as well, so that you'll be able to deliver your cakes on time and all that.
One of the things I've always not worried, but it's always interested me when it comes to jobs like yours is the fact that we would only need you on very special occasions. Meaning that if you messed it up, it stays with us for a long time.
Exactly.
Like you messed somebody's wedding up. It is her wedding.
Exactly.
Wedding is what of course, once in a lifetime.
End up not getting referrals.
You wouldn't. And worse than not getting referrals, you might get negative reviews.
Exactly.
And that might even be a lot more devastating. So what does that add? Does that give an added pressure to the work? When it's somebody's birthday, somebody's 50th birthday, it's going to come once in a lifetime. And you are the one that has been, given the responsibility. Does this come with extra pressure?
Trust me, it does. The pressure only gets off you when you're done. Like you have delivered the order, the client is happy. It even goes beyond just delivering. The client is happy and all that. That is where the pressure subsides a bit. Aside that, it's pressure. It's pressure till the work is done.
So as you're sitting here, there's pressure on you for a project?
Yes, there's pressure on me for a project this weekend.
Oh, this weekend is tomorrow. Tomorrow and the one after.
Yeah,
within the next 48 hours, you'll be running helter-skelter.
Exactly.
All your makeup things will be, all your hair will be over the place.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Anyway, it is that kind of pressure that we're talking about. So not only hair cake artistry, but assuming you've been given the job of a DJ at somebody's 50th birthday, what you're saying, it is that important because if you mess it up, it's somebody's 50th birthday. The person won't be 50 again. There are certain jobs you will have a second opportunity, but for your kind of jobs, events, special occasions, it's once. If you mess it up, you've messed it up.
Yeah.
Good lesson. Please, I hope you're learning. That's why we come here every morning. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and developments? Because I know a certain roommate of mine. I have only one roommate, and she's always watching the food channel, and she's watching the cake guy in that white suit, that Italiano-looking guy, and every time they are doing weird cakes, aquarium cake and car cake and all that. How do you stay up to date with industry trends and developments?
I do a lot of research. In this, business, research is very, very important. So you are online, like YouTube, Netflix. There's a show on Netflix called Is It Cake? It's a
The one I'm
wonderful
talking about
show
is
and
Cake
amazing.
Master.
Okay. Yes, we have a lot of cake shows like School of Chocolate and all that, where people are trying to do things out of like sugar craft and all that. So research, it involves a lot of research to be able to know that, okay, this structure will be able to support my cakes. This particular, structure, if I do it this way, I'll get this result and outcome. And also we undertake master classes. Yeah, so
Okay.
every year I make it a point to go for a master class so that I can also upgrade. Because if you don't upgrade, then you're left behind. So the upgrade is very, very important. So yes, because we are moving away from just the traditional cakes. We are having gravity-defined cakes. Some people are even doing, storytelling in their cake. Yes, where they use like projectors, like they map it up and all that, and you see, like the story being told in the cake, how the couple met and all that. So it's actually
Charlie,
a lot. We are moving away from
way.
just the normal like frosting and all that. It's becoming serious business and serious arts now. Yeah.
Small
So-
wedding. You are doing projector and cake and
Yeah.
Charlie Pokra. Anyway, so you're researching on the net, you're doing master classes and all that. You don't. How do you regard the amount you're paying into a master class? Is it for you an investment, or is it for you just a cost that is? How do you factor that in?
It's actually a heavy investment because
Okay.
you go for a master class and you are paying 5,000 cedis just for the class and the ingredients and all that. The structure is out of that, so you might end up even spending close to a 10,000 or 15,000. Just for a master class, just to upgrade to be able to do your cakes better. That is the price we have to pay and all that. So it actually entails a lot. It's a heavy investment. And if you don't do it, you are left behind. You are obsolete, outdated, and nobody wants to buy your cakes anymore and all that. So it's a very significant investment.
So since you started researching on the net, which is something you're doing regularly, is there a certain cake in your mind that you're looking for it, like, wow, one day I hope I get opportunity to make a cake like this?
I think I just mentioned it, storytelling in a cake, where you are able to, yeah.
Even
That is the
common cake,
point
the
I
one they
want
saw
to
by
get to.
roadside, DJ Pitway didn't get some. How is he going to get a storytelling cake?
I think so far in Ghana, we've had just a couple of artists be able to do a storytelling cake. I think we saw that at Kensi. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Despite son.
Yeah, Despite Son.
Okay.
Where, there was like storytelling of like how they met and all that, and it's cake. It's cake. So we are moving away from, like I said, the traditional ways of doing cake, and it has become even more sophisticated now. Yeah. So that is where we are. Exactly.
Yeah, but
that's
for
what
something
I
like
want
that,
to get to do.
someone must order for it.
Yes.
Because it's
And
going to be quite expensive.
It's not cheap at all.
A cake like that would cost what? Ballpark figure?
Do you want me to mention the figure here? I don't want people to, start running away.
Yeah, but people are affording it, right?
Yeah, people are affording it. So
50,000?
Goodness, I don't want to mention a figure. You're putting me in a tight
60,000?
corner.
Yeah, 60,000 for one
Goodness.
cake. Spending 60,000
Yeah,
on a
but
cake.
cakes like that are not cheap, and that is where I want.
Okay,
to
the
get
hanging
to.
cake,
Yeah.
the gravity defying
Defined
cake will
cakes.
cost how much?
Do you really
50,000.
want me to quote a figure? Okay, so for
20,000?
those ones, we charge from 15,000 upwards.
Does it depend on the tiers?
It depends on the tiers. It depends on the design you're going for. Some people want very sophisticated design, and we do all that out of sugar, basically, for the designs, and all that. And I mean, it's to be able to put together a masterpiece like that and all. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. And there are people who, don't mind. They just want a very simple cake, say like a 3,000 cedis cake, just a normal cake. But there are some people who are also very intentional about it. They want to go all out for the cake, and also they pay, and we get it done for them.
Something that will be consumed that night.
Yeah, something that will be consumed that night.
Okay. Mr. Kwesi, so happy birthday to you. Today we're talking cakes on your birthday. My programs manager, may you live to be 101.9 FM and more. Emifa will pass by and show you the cake to go and buy. She'll show you the cake to go and buy. What advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
Brace yourself.
Why? We're going into war.
Honestly.
I like that. This is one of the best advices we've gotten on Business Breakfast on Z. Brace yourself. You're about to go to war. Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's not a jolly ride. I mean, starting a business can be thrilling and all that, but it's also very challenging. And you have to be disciplined to be able to achieve your goals and aspirations. I mean, you really have to be disciplined.
Where's the challenge coming from?
It takes a lot of hard work.
Is it physical because you're working all night? Because last time I'm driving by some place late in the night, I saw this guy still sewing like some tail. I'm like, wow.
Exactly. He's doing that because he has a deadline to meet.
I drove by the guy. I was thinking about him throughout. Like, when this guy will finish whatever it is sew and go sleep,
And they should also be mindful of the fact that, you may fail along the line, but don't give up. You always have the, opportunity to be able to pick yourself up and, restart. It's not your downfall that matters, because he who is already down fears no fall. But you can pick yourself up, you can keep going. It won't happen overnight. Success doesn't come overnight. You have to work hard, work smart, be disciplined, have your vision in mind. This is where I want to get to, and always work at it.
Has there been times when you felt like, why don't I go and look for a job from 8 to 5 somewhere?
It's not easy. It's not easy. There are times where you can be working on a cake and you're like, so how did I get you? Who sent me?
Who asked you? Who asked you? When you could be doing some work somewhere with your certificate.
Exactly. That you get that fulfillment after you are done, and you've created a wonderful masterpiece, and you're looking at it and you're like, wow, like I actually did this. Yeah, so it may be very challenging, but just keep in mind, where you're going to. It's the end, that justifies the means. Always keep that in mind.
Brace yourself. You're going to war. That's leader's advice. Brace yourself to go. And this is going to all aspiring entrepreneurs out there. Please brace yourself as you go to war. What emerging trends or technologies excite you in the cake artistry and the whole corporate thing, going into business in cakes and all that? What is out there aside the projector people are using? What else?
Exactly. So people are now trying to sculpt cakes, make a cake of you, and it looks like it's actually you.
I don't want any cake to look like me.
No, like there are cakes, yeah.
How would I order a cake that looks like me?
People are, hand painting on like cakes and all that, and it's amazing. To be able to do all that edible art is amazing. And also, I mentioned the gravity-defying cakes. That's the new normal now. Those are like the trends in the cake industry now. Sure. Yeah.
This is not for everybody. I'm convinced that gravity-defying cakes are not for everybody.
Exactly.
If your family people no like you, on your big day, only your cake will come and fall. On your big day, your cake will come down. Yeah. Interesting. So what opportunities or challenges do you anticipate as you look into the future? In the whole cake and artistry kind of business? What are you seeing?
For challenges, things are becoming increasingly expensive by the day.
Oh wow!
Honestly, it's not cheap anymore, and
all the ingredients are made here. They are imported.
Yes, I mean you can find some like locally, but I mean most of the accessories you find in the cake shops are imported. So they are really expensive, and if you don't take time, at the end of the day, you may have done the work, but you're running at a loss.
Ouch.
Yeah, that is a very big challenge. So you have to know how to strike the balance, between actually doing the work and, being able to generate some income, profit for the business and all that, which you can later plow back into the business. So that is one major challenge, we are facing in the industry. Prices of things are increasing every day, and they are not even like reducing. They keep going up. They keep going up. They are not reducing. So that is one major challenge we are facing. But as for opportunities, I mean, there are so many opportunities in the industry. Somebody's celebrating their birthday every day.
Yeah, today's Mr. Kwesi's birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't see any cake around him. I mean, he looks like he just came to work this morning. So you are an artist and you're a businesswoman.
Yes, please.
How have you, navigated the intersection between arts and business? Because at the beginning I said most of the arts folks just want to do arty stuff, but then sometimes they forget that the arty stuff must go sell and make money. How have you been able to combine the two?
Yes, you have to strike a balance in as much as it's something you love to do, but make sure that at the end of the day, you're monetizing it, even if it's a gift, if it's a passion. And I'm not talking about people, I'm not limiting this to people in the cake industry. I mean, generally, you find your passion and you try to convert that into, money. You try to monetize that as well. That is how you find the balance in there, because it may be a hobby and you realize that, okay, I have this hobby or I have this talent, but I'm not monetizing it. I'm doing other things. It's not really generating income. Try to convert that passion into, money. Try to monetize it as well. And that is what I have done over the years. And it has worked for me.
Interesting. Yeah, like DJs who just like play music, but they don't have complimentary cards. Yeah, very sad.
Goodness.
Or they just love to play music, no complimentary cards. So when somebody meets and says, I'm a DJ, can you give me your card? Oh, no, me, I just like playing music. So you're advising them that they should turn their hobbies into something that would give them money. Yeah. Good advice. Talking of balance between art and business, I would want to touch lastly on how do you maintain work-life balance as an entrepreneur?
It can be very stressful. It is stressful, but seriously, you just have to find that, that ground in the middle, because it can be very stressful. It's time consuming and all that. You don't have a social life. You get off work. I don't have a social life.
It's a sacrifice you must make as an aspiring entrepreneur.
Yeah. So maybe sometimes you get to reach out to a couple of friends, when you can and all that. But it's really challenging. You barely get time for yourself, for family and all that. But you definitely have to find, some balance. You have to strike the balance between work and, business and all that. You make sure that in as much as you're working smart. You try to, cover your workload and all that. You make sure that you also try to get your orders executed on time and delivered on time and all that. You find the balance. You get some time for yourself, because honestly, your mental health is also important. It's very important. So if you don't do that, you realize that you're always exhausted, you're always like on the edge, you're always angry, there's always pressure on you and all that. So in as much as you're a business owner and say you have a corporate job, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's very important, because if you don't have that peace of mind, you may not even be able to, function well. Yeah.
Good advice coming from Linda Emefagbuche. She is with Fashionable Africa Marketplace, but she's a cake artist, and she's the in-house cake expert for delightful bites, right? any cake that, and you go on social media. So how do we reach you on social media?
So on social media, Delightful Bites underscore catering, and on Instagram, yes, you can find me as Emmys underscore cakes as well.
How do you spell the Emmys?
EMIES. Emmys underscore cakes.
Okay. All right. So you heard from Linda Emefa Abuche. Any final words? You have the last word. That was too soon. The time is up. It's run just like that.
Yeah. So my final words to every upcoming entrepreneur is, like I said earlier, brace yourself, take your time. It's not a race, actually. You'll get there. I mean, all the big shots we have now, they all started small and all that. A majority of them started small, but, they were able to find their feet along the line. They actually created that path for themselves and all. So don't rush. Just take your time. Take each day as it comes, and you'll get there.
Good advice. Brace yourself, but don't rush. Take each day as it comes. Thank you so much, Linda, for joining us this morning on Z101.9 FM. It's
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So, listeners, all too soon. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday as well.